Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Snowhawks and the Lumberjacks, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. But tonight we've got a preseason matchup, as it'll be the Snowhawks of Anchorage and the Portland Lumberjacks. Charles Davis alongside me, and I'm Brandon Gaudin. And folks, the wait is over. Yes, it's just the preseason, but football is back in your living room.
And I'm excited. I know you are as well. The summer heat feels good on these old bones, especially because we're not putting on pads. We don't have to be out there in that heat running into other people. But I'm glad these guys are. Football is back.
Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway from the City of Roses. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be piloted by their veteran quarterback, standing 6'4". It's Ryan Tannehill.
And one of the things that has really impressed me about Ryan Tannehill has been his perseverance. Early in his career, didn't have the success that he desired. Had some injuries that slowed his development, but he kept working at his craft, and now he's a guy that I think you can put a game on his shoulders.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now the NFL's leading rusher in 2021, Jonathan Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Here's Tannehill. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice. Is really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Tannehill. And he rifles one incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
2nd and 10. Tannehill once more. That pass complete to Moore. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes
under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. Derek Stingley getting home on the corner blitz. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
Hey, we all love a good story, and what we like even more, guys who can fight through adversity. Joe Burrow coming out of high school, goes to Ohio State, doesn't get a chance to start, transfers to LSU, not thought to be a top prospect, ends up the #1 pick in the draft, and justifies it. Tremendous play, excellent mobility, and leadership off the charts.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Burrow will throw. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Now Burrow. And that is incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
And here's Hoff-Richter now, the punter, as he sends this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll check this one down to Taylor. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 4. Now Tannehill. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On first down, it's Tannehill. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, it's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. From the gun, it's Taylor. And down to the 36-yard line here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Here's Tannehill. Then he finds Beasley, complete. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. To the right side, and he's got more, complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 11-yard line.
Now it's Tannehill off the bootleg. Able to find his man, Kraft. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. To throw is Tannehill. This is caught. Touchdown! Cole Beasley from 3 yards out. And the Lumberjacks put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was Cole Beasley who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And he returns this to the 22. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan on that first drive.
Sometimes it outplays serves Jack that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you don't commit any mistakes either.
Goes through everyone.
Here's Burrow. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Watch out for Hill on the return. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and that will come the offense as they take over. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Running left, Taylor. So able to break through the initial contact and then down right near the 25. Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
At the 25-yard line.
Again, it's Taylor. Good footwork at the 30. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Portland football here, ready to begin the second quarter. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, here's Levis. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 37 yards on the punt with no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. First try for the right arm of Dalton here. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
Finds his man, Watson, over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Pretty good location there on that throw.
It really was, wasn't it? That was likely one where the receiver was either going to catch it or no one. Really good decision. And boy, what a catch and move right there.
And a tough spot to get it over the middle. Dalton's throw here into the hands of Moore. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a the second and just a few inches left. Another chance for Dalton.
Quick slant to Watson.
7 yards on the quick slant and a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
They'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He's got Swain here as tight end outright. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
1st and 10 for Dalton. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Dalton with a give to Hill. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a...
And it's caught. Touchdown. Jeff Swain. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Lumberjacks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
McPherson on for the point after.
And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
And they'll begin here with a run by Brown.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd down and 9. Levis sets up to throw here.
Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted.
It's Joshua Williams with a pick.
And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
First week of the preseason, probably not to pass the impression that the rookie wants to leave right there.
Yeah, no probably about it, because that's not what you want to do to try and impress your new coaching staff, try to impress your locker room, and most importantly, yourself. Probably spent all night last night saying, don't throw an interception early. Make sure you take care of the football. But now he's got it out of the way. Hopefully he can just settle in and move on.
They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Dalton here from the gun. And this one is incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop him short of a first down.
Punter Sterling Hoffrichter out now on 4th down.
It's taken at the 26. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Dalton.
That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
Dalton, 1st and 10. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. A short one there, caught by Swain. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there. And it helps him move the sticks. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
But things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. They set up the screen to Hill. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Passing, it's Dalton.
This one is caught. It's Moore.
A gain there of 21 yards.
Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
That is caught at the 7. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass.
Yeah, this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
A 24-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That one good for 14 yards. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. One final shot before the half. Here's Levis. Short throw. This is Seals-Jones with it. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Most of the starters have made their cameo and departed, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Brandon Gaudin. Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
It's nearly a 40-yard gain on the opening play of the quarter. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big gain.
On first down, here's Breida. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They run again with Breida. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm.
42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A run between the tackles with Breida. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. On 1st and 10, here's Brown.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Malcolm Brown, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Snowhawks are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
And that's a step in the right direction. This had the feeling of one of those turning point kind of drives. If you come up empty there, it could be a long road back. But they persevered and hung around, and they closed the gap here in the third quarter with their first touchdown of the game.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork to be able to put it all together. But that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Second down, here's Levis. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. 15 yards on the play, first down.
A gain of 15. First down, Snowhawks.
Here's a handoff left side to Breida. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On second down, a run with Breida. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A gain of 5. And an Anchorage first down.
They go counter with Breida. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 88 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And room there to work it inside the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Breida, they'll go up the middle. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Option play. Here's a give to Brown. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Breida. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the 7-yard line.
Now a give to Breida. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if...
And it's caught. Touchdown. Randall Cobb, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Snowhawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
And able to get this out to the 25. Portland's offense now about set to take over. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Play fake, here's Dalton. And Watson has it, right side. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
Here's Dalton. He finds Watson. It's caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And it'll be Dalton again. And that's caught. It's Tutu Atwell. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Open is Swain, the tight end. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
2nd and 8.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in the Rose City of Portland, Oregon, as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. On 2nd down, it's Hill. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Throwing, Dalton. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field, and that brings up 4th. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Levis now on 2nd down. They'll set up a screen for Breida. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Little bootleg here. Levis. And this is going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now a 1st down carry. It's Hill. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Well, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You taking charge.
He's got room at the 30. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
And Dalton hands to Hill.
He'll take it inside the 25. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds.
The ball comes out, and this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession.
And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
On 3rd down, here's Hill. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus, they'll need either a turnover or an onside kick in there somewhere. So you're just adding to the list of things that need to happen in sequence. And it's going to be a pretty tall order this late in the game.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Levis now on 1st and 10. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do?
throw left side to his tight end. And I think the ball's out. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They trail by 2 scores in the fourth, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. And time to see what this offense has left in the tank. A nice looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 3. Working from the gun, here's Levis. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. 1st and 10, here's Levis. Got a man, it's Ricky Seals-Jones. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Off the play fake, Levis. And it's caught. Touchdown. Ricky Seals-Jones. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Snowhawks are able to cut into that deficit. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
Levis will try to throw for the 2. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the fourth quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here's Hill again on 2nd down.
And he's going to be met at about the 43.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. They run it again with Hill.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain.
They'll try to pass on 4th down. Dalton. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Big spot, Andy Dalton.
Into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain. And he is going to have a 1st down here, and that should be the one that seals a victory.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Dalton down to a knee, and that'll be all she wrote. Well, partner, it's just preseason, but it always feels good to be in victory formation, taking the knee for the W.
Yeah, I've often thought to myself when I watch these preseason games, some teams need the wins more than others. You know, if you're established and you're used to winning, not quite the same. But if you're trying to learn how to win, it's important to get it done. And to be able to kneel down at the end, even better.
But Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf. And today, that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Good night, everybody.